Hey everyone, this is Coach Keith Keppner. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I hope you just take a moment to listen to this video. I'm going to do my best to make it clear, concise, straightforward. And the reason why I'm making this video is, like many people know, we are going to be doing some things starting this week with the facility. And I want to put this out there to make it clear because we've had a lot of businesses ask us about what we're doing, ask for perspective. It's always good to communicate with different people. I've gotten some great perspectives from some other business owners on what to do, as well as doctors. And also to make it clear to everybody, whether you're a client, future client, previous client, friend, anybody in this area, that you understand what it is we're doing before you get gung-ho and say, oh, I'm going to come in Keppner Boxing, rush in there and train, or before you get gung-ho and think we're making the wrong decision. Just want you to hear me out and understand that our intention is to do our absolute best to keep everyone safe. And to be clear, before I jump into this, I just want to say what probably is the closest thing to reality, and that is that people who are super crazy extreme on one side may be proven to be wrong or may be proven to be right. The same on the other side. People that are like way extreme on the other side, right? The people that don't want any type of quarantine, the people that want to shut down everything for 2 years, maybe somewhere in between is the answer, as is oftentimes. Enough of that. Jumping into what we're going to be doing starting tomorrow. We are going to reopen the facility. Now, before you freak out, two ways, or either bum rush us or bum rush us with hate, understand we're doing this under many provisions, many things. I was one who's very critical of the governor for being slow on doing the quarantine. And initially, I was very critical on him doing any type of reopening. And we thought it was a good idea to wait a little bit. But then after evaluating what are the measures to actually look at what it is that was put out, if you actually read that document, go on the state website and look to all the requirements, it looks pretty good. And to be clear, in my own personal experience, I've been the one wearing the mask, going to the store once a week, or as absolute little as possible. I was very sad to see today I had to go to two different stores for a couple different reasons, and I was very sad to see a lot of staff members not wearing masks at those stores. I won't name them, and a lot of individuals. But let's just say that these are places where people have been frequenting far too often. And it's unfortunate. And I think if we're going to make it through this, that no matter what everyone does and what individual businesses do, I think each one of us as an individual has to take these personal responsibilities. So moving into this, we will be reopening, yes, but with no classes. And we will not even entertain the idea of group sessions and group classes until after May 16th. So we won't even entertain the idea. And then when we possibly do, if it looks like is safe to do so, we will pull them back very slowly with a lot of minimizations and whatnot to make sure we keep volume down. Because like you guys know, sometimes we will have huge sessions in our facility, and this is obviously something that we have to watch out for. We will open up at 20% of what max capacity would be. So it's going to be a very limited number of people. There's only going to be maximum of 30 people in the whole facility at any one time, and this includes staff or people sitting in there. And so if it's a situation where we happen to go over that, we probably won't, because there's a lot of people that are not in Athens right now or less. But if we happen to run into that type of issue, we will ask people to go outside. You can run around the movie theater. There's nothing going on in the movie theater right now, so you can run around all you want. We did that when it was full anyway, but or you could jump rope outside or flip the tires or what have you. We will be maintaining all of the strict ordinances of social distancing and everything else. 6 feet between everybody or more if you can. We're going to be requiring all of our staff to wear face masks, coaches and front desk staff. And we ask that you do as well as clients coming in. Now, we're not going to make you do it because I know some people have different issues and challenges with that. Maybe they feel like they're maybe less safe with the mask because they feel like they might mess with it more. And we just know that, or I know, and again, consulting with professionals, that one of the key things is to keep the distance. If you keep the distance and keep everything clean, there's a fairly low likelihood that transmission can happen. And I've been immunocompromised a lot in my life. And I remember back when H1N1 was happening, I was still boxing. I limited my sparring. And obviously this is much more severe going on than what we have with H1N1. But I had to be mindful of that with these hands, unless they're just washed, I'm not going to touch my eyes, I'm not going to touch my nose, my mouth, or my ears. And this is working out in all times. So if you have to wipe or whatever, you do this, or you just do that for a second. Not at anyone near you, but maybe do it down on the floor. And it's important to remember too that from my understanding of the research, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not an epidemiologist, that sweat is not what transfers this. It's the particles in the air, the water particle, blanking on what exactly the term is for it. But so that's what we need to watch out for. And obviously masks are going to help mitigate this, and so is social distancing and extreme cleaning. We're going to be having an alarm that goes off every hour where front desk staff and coaches will pitch in to clean all high contact surface areas every single hour, as well as every single client is required to clean their equipment after use. And so it'll be cleaned before, and then you clean it right after your use. We have many spray bottles that we purchased and filled with disinfectant at the front desk, along with wipes and everything else, to ensure that everything stays clean. To help with ensuring that we keep the social distancing, we are making it on the L rack. If you're on a bag, you have to do every other bag. So you got to keep a whole bag in between you and the next person that's on a bag. And then on the 2 square racks that only have 4 bags, only 2 people on that square rack, and you have to be on opposite ends. So you're more than 6 feet apart, really. Now, the only thing to keep in mind with this and the consideration is we have a lot of families that train with us, like son and mother-son and father and daughter type stuff. And for people that are co-inhabitants, technically, you don't have to social distance, and for obvious reasons, because you already live together. So for those unique situations, we will not require that. But again, you can count on it. When I'm in there, when our coaches are in there, when our staff are in there, everybody. I'm going to social distance from the coaches and the front desk team members and members that I love, and I want to give you all a fist bump or whatever, but we're not going to do that. And that's because that's the best thing to do, and we know we're going to keep everybody safe that way. And again, we're doing this, I believe, in the most thoughtful way possible. Obviously, we could make the choice to not do any type of soft reopen for any period of time, but I believe that now at these times, at a very low level, we can start to do this stuff. Now, what I want to make very, very clear is that we are strongly asking and enforcing, obviously with the proper signage that is part of the regulation, but that I 100% support, that if you have any headache, nausea, or fever greater than 100.4 degrees, that you don't come in. And if you feel sore throat or anything else, shortness of breath, or any respiratory problems within the last 14 days, don't come in. Please do not get too gung-ho. There are many things you can do at home, which brings me to the Zoom sessions. That is something that our clients and clients that were former clients that have moved away have jumped in on, and they love. It's been a wonderful thing, and I know I've loved coaching different sessions, and so have our coaches as well, like Maura and Trey and Liz and Zach and Chris and everybody else. And so it's been a wonderful thing, and we are going to keep it. We're going to keep it 7 days a week. So before only do it 6 days a week. Now we're going to do it 7 days a week. We're going to do it at 5:45, and it's going to be a hybrid of the Fitbox and CoreBox style. So it's going to incorporate some of that technique. It's going to incorporate sometimes more of that just like bust hard straight through. And of course, obviously, it's going to always have a wonderful element of conditioning with it, like everybody loves. And so that's the thing, is if you maybe have had any contact or something as well that's going to be posted on the door, if you've visited in the past 14 days any of the high risk areas like New York, New Jersey, California, Illinois, Massachusetts, or Pennsylvania, that we ask you to please just hold off. Just jump on the Zoom or do something else and have a wonderful time. But remember, priority is we want to keep everybody safe. And let me see, make sure I'm not missing any points here. And essentially the same thing is just, again, we are doing our best to, and to be clear, let's say we do this soft reopening, right, at 20% capacity, and with all these measures in place. We have 2 sneeze screens that are coming in. Unfortunately, they're a little bit delayed, but they're coming in Tuesday. And I just want to make it very clear that if anything changes in this situation, if things start to go south at all, or if anyone feels uncomfortable, we've made it very clear so everyone knows, to our staff, that if any one of those staff members fall into these situations of feeling uncomfortable, feeling like maybe they're at risk, or they live with someone or know someone that's high risk. Like, for instance, one of our coaches and fighters, he is around his grandparents a lot. He thinks it's not in their best interest to come in So he's not going to. And also, anyone who is high risk, I highly recommend you just stick with the Zoom sessions. Just be very, very cautious. And again, when I was more immunocompromised, I would be more cautious. And to be clear, I'm being cautious right now for myself, for my family, and for this community, and to make sure that as a citizen of the United States, that we make sure we mitigate this thing as much as possible. But I do believe that now is not an inappropriate time to very slowly start changing it back, because I just know that if we do these things right, we are not going to add to the problems. And then we also get the opportunity to get a good workout in, get some of that social interaction, even if it is at a distance. And again, I ask that everybody does their best to limit just their possibility of exposure. So I hope you've appreciated this message. I hope you've gained some perspective or thoughts from it, maybe, or maybe I gave you a little different perspective than what you had before, or maybe I just verified what you already thought. And I truly support people who are on both sides of this situation and anywhere in between, because I don't think most people know what is the right thing to do, the absolute truth of what is the right thing to do now. Obviously, it's some form of protection, but to the amount, I'm not sure if we all know that for sure. But I just want everyone to stay safe. If you don't feel comfortable coming in the facility, please don't. Please don't. I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable or feel like they have any pressure to come in. And that goes for our staff, for our coaches, and everybody else. We fully embrace the online portion training of this, and something that I know I love as a portion and as an option with this. And to be clear too, for all members right now, like let's just say if you're busy, or maybe you want to mitigate your risk by coming once a week, that's a good option. And that's maybe the last message I want to say is, remember, we're open from 8 to 1, 4 to 9. So I recommend, especially for people that try to space out, like we mentioned in the email, space out when you come in. If you're able to come in like 9 in the morning, do it. If you're able to come in at like 4 in the afternoon, do it, because not a lot of people are going to be there. And if you're able to, don't come around like 5:30 or 6, right? There's probably going to be maybe that might be getting close to pushing it. So you just want to make sure that we all do our part with that. So I appreciate you watching this message. Hope you have an amazing Sunday. And I look forward to seeing some of you guys back this week and next. And if not, awesome. Look forward to seeing you on the Zoom, guys. Stay strong, stay safe, take care of your family, take care of your community.